This is why you've got no leadership in the forward line, mate. No one there. You've got your delegate up in with Wiedering, of course, and you've got your Cripper and your But Charlie's supposed to be in that leadership group. Charlie,
not a leader.
No, he's a vice captain. Elect.
Not the Terry.
That's just because he's Charlie Kerr.
Because of big name.
That's what I'm saying. Same with Walsh.
Yeah.
Right?
I think Walsh has got leadership qualities. I think he has.
But at the same time, if you're not going to give it to Walsh, who are you going to give it to? Who's
Wiedering.
shown him? Yeah,
Good evening, John.
My next captain, by far. Yeah, 100%.
But it's give it to this man. There you go. I agree, and I'll keep coming back to like leaderships. You're right? We got Wiedering. Let's say you got Cripper. The others that you call leaders, they're leaders on the ground where they show it with what they do. You know what I mean?
Actions. Yeah.
But I'm talking about like real leadership qualities. Like I reckon Doherty's got it. You know what I mean? You're not going to give him the captaincy, but I'm saying, but you're going to give him. He's got that leadership qualities. I remember when we talked to Ange and that he said, like, at the back line. First of all, they had 20 leaders in the back line, right? But Peter Dean was the. That's why they used to call him the general.
The head, the general.
Peter Dean used to be like, you go there, you go there. And actually, I was speaking to Ange and he said he liked what O'Keefe done, went for his grabs, and he goes. He goes, he likes what Silvani does, he goes for his grabs. He goes, in my days, Peter Dean used to say to me, don't you fucking try to mark it, you punch that ball, because you don't want to risk dropping it, So they had different roles to do. But they had the general back there. Like, in the forward line, you had fucking Kernahan. Like, leading. Like, in our forward line, like, who's directing what? Williams, when he plays every 8 weeks, is that our leadership?
I reckon when he's in, he'd be fun to see her.
Yeah, I reckon
when he's in, that's your not that it's worrying, but sometimes your best players are not your best leaders.
100%.
Right?
No.
But I think maybe he is your best leader up the ground. Is fun to see her.
Well, that's worrying.
Look at Adelaide, bro. Dawson's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's right. It's not necessarily your best player.
No. And sometimes you notice that a lot of our captains aren't the best players, mate. I
think Ollie Hollands, he can be a leader. John said that.
I think he's still a bit young.
But he's raw. He can be.
Yeah.
I've
seen him.
He's got the makings.
I've seen him voice it.
He's got the makings. Yeah, but you, as a kid coming in, like, you got to be able to come in and still, not direct, but still, like, you can go, you're pointing out things to older heads, like, yeah, go there, go there. Yeah. It gives reassurance, too, to the older heads as well. They're going that, fuck, all right, yeah, he's still got my back.
Well, I reckon there's nothing wrong, even if you're a leader and an experience, to get the young kids, like, you should welcome.
As much as I don't want to mention him, Nick Dacos, perfect example.
Well, like they're giving him the captaincy when Pendlebury's in there.
Perfect example.
Yeah, they say
look who they got around him. You got Pendlebury, you got Sidebottom, you got Howe in the back. You got all these.
What do they say? You're either born with it or you're not. Yeah. Right. Leadership. I feel you can't manufacture being a leader. No. You're either a leader of the pack or you're not.
100%.
So yeah, I don't know.
I think that's what we lack on the ground, mate.
Who are our leaders when it's going wrong?
We've got Cripper who tries his best.
But Weeder, I still back with
Weeder is it, but he's in the back. Like, he's in the back. Like, to me, all right, he's your leader, and like Darcy Moore, right? He's the captain. I can understand him being captain. But what's he going to do up the ground? How's he directing up the ground? You know what I mean?
He can set up from behind.
A lot of the time the play starts from that back line, yeah?
I understand, but you know that... Yeah, but what I'm saying is... All right, so, when in that moment when you need those leaders, they're usually the ones who are at the heart of the contest. You got your Cripper. Like, what's Wiedering going to do from the back line when we've got to either slow it down or maybe do something, You want someone like, for example, I don't want to talk about the field, but they got like the Pendleburys and the things who could control. And when I mean go forward, it might be you slow down the game.
I think that's why Doherty is getting a gig too.
Could be.
Maybe.
I genuinely reckon that's why he's getting a gig.
And he's doing all right.
He's playing all right. He's playing all right football. It's not world beater football. He's like, yeah.
But he's not our future.
No. Like numbers wise, yeah, you're gonna look great, but like, I think he's out there for his leadership because we lack it. I think that's what he said.
But
I know it's good in a way, but it's bad in a way. It depends what take you.
All right, so if he's been out there for our leadership, who's he passing it on to?
Well, maybe he's teaching Ollie Hollands. Maybe he's teaching, you know.
Probably Walsh.
Oh, fuck. Walsh is like 8 years down the track, man. Seriously. He doesn't need Doherty
to
teach him how to be a leader.
What's he? 23 now, Walsh.
No, he'd be a bit older. But he's
24?
been there at least 6 years, 7 years.
If you're a vice captain, you don't need Doherty.
I don't need you to tell me what to do. He should be... I think Walsh is kind of struggling with his own issues, with his back, maybe not being played exactly how he wants to be. You know, I think he's got his own kind of issues at the moment to deal with. I believe that Cripper, they should take the captaincy away from him for his own good. For his own good.
I feel like if they were to do it, they should have done it by now, though.
No, you could do it at the end of the
year. Too late now.
I reckon you could do it at the end of the year.
What's his issue?
He hasn't been too bad. Like on the weekend, he was
this
pretty
year.
down in form.
Nah, he's been nowhere this year.
Well, he's nowhere near his
from his standard. No, I'm not even talking about just Brownlow. Just from his base stand, he's been nowhere near it.
Not damaging up forward.
Been nowhere near. I think he's played maybe fucking 2 good games.
Well, look at the votes. The votes.
Is he ever in there?
No, he's not. I don't think he's in the top 10.
Nah.
I think he is in the top 10, but I think he's had 2 good games this year.
Yeah.
Who's leading? Hewitt?
Yeah, be Hewitt.
I think Chera's all right up
Hewitt
there
and Chera, your most consistent performers.
Chera's been his best year.
We gave it to him at the end of last year, but he's
warranted.
Yeah, 100%.
Warranted, but is he a match winner? He was your best on ground on the weekend, 100%.
Who is our match winner?
Agreed.
Who?
Agreed.
Any match winners?
As far as
your match winner's up the field and he'll turn on for about a quarter and a half,
that's not a match
and then see you later.
That snap, and then he didn't even make the distance on his last kick with 2 minutes to go. Went across the face. Charlie Kerner, like when it matters, he does.
He needs to breathe a bit more. He needs to breathe.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
He needs to, again, with him, count to 3.
Well, you know that snap in that first quarter?
Yeah.
Right? That to me, and then I know Dylan said it to me, he goes, yeah, but he does that. I understand. But what's wrong? It's exactly what happened when we were in that Collingwood game. What's wrong with taking, you got 10 seconds, you got 30 seconds, right? Yeah. Let's say you take 10 or 15 seconds to settle, and then you can swing around and do your kick.
And he's missing more often than not now.
But he did do that with the first one he kicked.
He took his time with the first one.
Took his time.
Yeah, but then he snapped it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Breathe.
Yeah, take it easy.
Like he rushes things. He wants to get it going quickly. Like, you know when he wheels he wheels and deals from 80 out.
Relax. You know what he tries to do? It's like...
That's the player he is, and you can't take that out of him. But he just needs to be... Just breathe.
Tweak it.
But after
let's tweak it.
Just
after
breathe.
that Collingwood game, that should have been out of him.
Yeah, I know.
If that wasn't
similar to Harry as well. Similar to Harry when he had his issues in was it 2020?
That's when he was trying.
And then 24 improved. I mean, well, honestly 180 degrees, but now
he still kick like
he's
heaps
of goals. Terrible this year. He's had one good game.
In a long game.
Yeah,
I think he's had 2.
Probably 2.
Is that
probably
enough?
2?
No,
for a
but he's been out.
Caliber. Yeah, he's not even on the ground.
Yeah, I know, he's not even on the ground. He's got his own issues there too.
He got injured in the bye.
He did get injured in the bye, and now he could be out for like 3 weeks. Yeah, he did get injured in the bye. Listen, there's so many issues with these players. The problem is, right, it's not like the players are good, like our top end is good.
I don't think it's harmonious down there.
No, and this is
They've got no harmony. I think they lack harmony on the field too. You can see when the big timers, the big stage players, they just take their game and go, well, if we don't get it done here, well, fuck it. Like Cripps, if he's not getting it done, oh well. Even Charlie, when he's not getting it done, it becomes a stink up.
Even the way that Cripper got run down when he tried to take on 3-4 players, you know what I mean? Small stuff like that.
He was doing that not last year, the year before. That was
trying to take
too much. Yeah. But it's because he doesn't have trust, and that comes to you. Like he doesn't have the trust in players around him.
Exactly, he doesn't have that trust. I don't think none of them have got the trust.
I don't. They lack cohesion, harmony.
No.
It's divided. You can see it's divided. The way they play football, they play for 1 quarter, then the next quarter they go missing. And like, how does that happen? How do you play 2 different styles of play in one game? How do you go away from that and then go to that? Because pressure, it's mental, the coaching, your leaders, like no trust, like. Seriously, like even the crowd on the weekend was shit.
I'm telling you now, seriously, you got to take a good hard look at yourself to calm people, right? And the cheer squad, I'll keep saying it. You know the Essendon, they were louder than us, mate.
We were shit.
You know when they started to come,
the crowd was a one, not even one, just a 1 out of 10 for turnout. We were horrendous on the weekend.
See, I had
no energy.
I had an eerie feeling coming into the game though.
Yeah.
Something just felt off.
But there was no energy. No energy. None.
Well, I've never felt like that for before and after an Essendon game.
Yeah.
I can't stand them.
But there was none of this like, you know.
We walked out straight away.
Yeah.
We didn't even sit through the
I walked straight out.
No high fives, no, we just looked at each other.
I was more. I
think I said to you, I go, have you ever felt like this after a game? After an Essendon?
Like, Blues are back. I'm out of here.
Remember what I said? I said when I'm walking out, I saw you, Terry and Paul, and I'm like, I can't wait to go home and watch 5 hours of quality. Watch Alcaraz versus Sinner for 5 hours into the early hours of 5 a.m. And I was like nearly creaming myself for 5 hours. Other than that, I was at a morgue before. I was at a Lutto. I was at a wake watching the death of Carlton.
The funny thing was that first quarter.
Yeah, but did you think they would go on with it?
I thought they were going to have a good win.
See, I had no faith or I had no confidence that they would go on and belt them by 100 points.
I didn't think 100, but
I thought 50, 60, 70. I just had nothing. I had none of it.
But they should have.
Yeah, I just did. They don't give me the confidence that they can go on and go for another 3 quarters and go, fuck, okay. You know, you take their best punch and then go again.
I was just thinking that they were so depleted and we've smashed them in the first quarter. There's no coming back for them.
And they still found a way.
And that's what's the worry. That's why I thought, we'll have an easy win today.
40-7 at quarter time.
You know?
I had my concerns after that first quarter. We should have kicked probably 2 more goals, but that last goal in that red time special kind of thing, maybe,
always kills you.
But if you're letting 1 goal like that affect you, 34 points over your head, I think, what do we have? 12 inside 50s and had 10 scoring shots. We kicked 6-4.
It was something
from 10
ridiculous.
inside
I think
50,
our first 13 we had like 8 scoring shots.
Like that's
then we had
crazy
like 13
conversion.
for the next 40.
Yeah. Like again, that's pressure, long up the line, garbage.
I'm telling you, if you want to go back and watch a bit of misery, right? Watch the first quarter and then watch the second and third quarter and look at their deliveries. They weren't taking that extra kick. They weren't going. They
weren't shortening the game as they were in the first quarter. They weren't taking the game on. They stopped.
And you know what, Molop, I have to give him credit. He led very well. He kept like backing up, doing the leads, and he got a few marks out of it. To tell you the truth, I don't see Charlie doing that. No. He never does, goes back, works one, that didn't work, do it again, do it 3-4 times, you know what I mean?
Is that ego? Like, does he just think he can outmark the guy he's on, just put it over his head?
Because he's that good, probably.
It's just lazy. Yeah. Doesn't want to put in the work.
I think it's like some of our top players. Like they get your $1 million players thinking, $1 million, yeah. Why don't you get that $200,000 guy who can do the front work for you? It's that ego mismatch, the deficit.
Maybe.
Look, you need a bit of ego. You need ego in your team.
I understand.
Yeah. You need fuck it, I'm better than you.
Yeah. But you still got to
play. I agree. That's
and you still got to play within the system.
Yeah, I know. I agree. You're not better than the team. There's no I in team, is there? Yeah. But there's a me in team. But there's no I in team. You know what I mean? But sometimes when
they do those?
When he doesn't get his way, you can tell he just stinks it up. Like after the half time. You're unsided.
Well, 2 weeks in a row that after half time he's pretty much unsided.
It's happened all year though. Like a game like that. You're genuinely on a VFL development player, mate. You should be wanting to take him everywhere, up the ground, left, right. Good night, mate. That guy should have been knocked out. He should have been screaming to be knocked out.
Especially got 3 goals.
He should have been
already.
He should have kicked 6 goals minimum.
More. He should have been screaming to be Chera, HIA assessment cuz. Fucking give me a Nurofen. Get me out of here with a whistle.
Yeah.
That's what Kerno should have been doing to that kid. Like, no disrespect. But, mate, he should be taking a hold of that game and blitzing him.
The other thing I
that same kid kicked the first goal for Essendon as well, Lamau.
Oh, Lululemon. Lululemon, Lemon Luau,
Yeah.
He doesn't he tackle hard? He tackles with ferocity.
Well, it's those young first gamers, or like those young. They play with enthusiasm.
Point to prove, yeah.
Yeah, they love that enthusiasm.
We make them look good every single time for the opposition. The first year, we've done it so many times before.
I don't get it. How can you not take a hold of someone? As a player like that, and you know you're better, but don't you just want to go out there and say, fuck, I'm going to kick 10 on you today?
Could you imagine Cameron playing on that back?
That's exactly what I was going to say. What a monster that he would have taken him up the ground and sprinted all the way back. There was actually one bit of play, the Geelong Gold Coast game, and I saw Cameron. He was in his back 50, and he got the ball released, and he just on his bike and took his man. He couldn't go with him. I mean, he's an elite runner. He's a freak runner, right? But play to your strengths.
100%.
Charlie Curnow, what's your strengths? Get up the ground, wheel and go and destroy him. Physically destroy your opponent.
Well, there's a